2, 1.
What's up, fam?
Hello there. How are we doing, guys?
Did we tell them that they're the fam?
Yeah.
Okay, I knew we wrote it.
Yeah, we talked about
Hey,
it.
fam.
Hey, siblings.
I just said fram because I almost said my name.
Fram.
Just obsessed with myself.
I'm going to call you guys the Frannies.
Hold on. My dog's drinking water.
I know.
And we don't like background noise.
No, I feel like
she chose this moment.
I know.
So she wants attention.
I feel like when
it's still going. Zaza, come on. You're not thirsty. Get in your bed.
I know.
Get in your bed.
Because Zaza doesn't drink water.
She never drinks.
She literally drinks.
She's a dehydrated
in
bitch.
The bed.
And Zaza, get in your bed. There she goes. No, she dehydrates herself. I almost never see her drink water.
No, it's fucked up because you'll be gone. Like I watched your dog for 2 days and I would let her out a lot. I even sat out there and watched her and probably 3 times in the 2 days. Well, I let her out more than that, but I was outside with her like 3 times and she did not pee or poop.
No,
she didn't eat. The food's right there?
She doesn't eat.
No.
So actually, Nick, I took her on a walk today. She took 4 dumps.
Well, good.
She held it. She said, Mom's not here.
I guess. But like, it's kind of bad because I'm sitting there like, why aren't you going to the bathroom? Like, this is your only chance.
Yeah.
I don't know. I find that strange. I find her strange. You know what I mean?
She's cat-liking around right now.
I know. But anyway.
What's up, fam? Welcome. Nick, what are we drinking?
Well, I am drinking a good old blood orange IPA from Tommyknocker, coming out of Idaho Springs, Colorado, one of my favorite breweries. And actually, a lot of people do blood orange IPAs, but this is one of the best ones I've ever had. And I've been having it for a long time. Like, it's very well known.
That's our brother's favorite brewery.
Tommyknocker, yep.
Yeah.
He likes their nut brown.
Something like that.
Something nut brown. And actually, it's funny. Did you know me and Max, we have very different tastes in beer?
Oh.
He loves like ambers and nut browns and seasonals and pumpkins and Christmas. And I hate all of it.
We call him Becky.
Yeah,
he has like an inner little 16-year-old girl that loves a fucking treat.
Like a PSL, you know?
The pumpkin spice. Like they asked if like today if Nick like they're like, oh, we just tapped like a pumpkin keg because it's like fall. And I looked at Nick and he goes, absolutely not.
I'm glad you said something because when he was like, when the bartender today was telling us about this like new pumpkin beer, I didn't want to be rude and like, ew, fuck that. But I was just kind of like, oh, nice, you know? And then you go, yeah, you don't like that, don't you? And I was like, no, I fucking hate pumpkin beer.
We love Tommyknocker though. So on the way up from Denver to the mountains, you pass Idaho Springs. And so our family stopped there every year on vacation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's just a good place to go. Because breweries should be good if you're out west. And if they're not good, they should burn to the ground. I don't know. That's kind of how I feel.
Heard it here first.
Yeah.
I just couldn't decide if I wanted a hot beverage or a cold beverage. I'm like doing some weird temperature things. I put on a space heater.
Isn't it nice?
It's nice. It's a little off camera.
Yeah.
I don't think our landlord knows we still have this.
Is it our land? I was wondering.
It's our landlord's.
It's okay. It's our landlord.
Oh, or upstairs neighbors.
I think
it's quite nice.
I know, but I'm not giving it back because it was kind of in my way like the entire summer. But as it's starting to get colder at night, I'm just like throwing that shit on. I'm like, I don't care whose it is.
No,
it's mine now.
It's silent and it's like putting out heat.
Yeah, it works well.
But we went to one of our favorite restaurants. It's local in town, Pure Kitchen. It's like True Food Kitchen, if you know it, which is a chain in big cities, but it's like all organic and like healthy. So we went there we always have like a pre-podcast powwow. And I was like, Nick, I'm not hungry at all, but I just want like a beverage. And then I ordered 2 meals.
I know. I was like, damn, okay. And you were like, so what are you getting for dinner? I go, I already ate. I think you said a beverage. I wasn't coming to.
I didn't ask
literally
you for your opinion.
Yeah.
You're like, I thought you said you weren't hungry.
Yeah.
But anyway, so matcha, and then it's like a chai, turmeric, lemon.
Too much.
Like
too much is happening.
Refresca situation.
Too much is happening.
I said light on the organic sugar. Anyway, it's amazing. But I need to tell you people something. You people. The people need to know. Okay. Metal straws. Sorry for the people who are listening and can't see me. I'm drinking out of 2 metal straws. Do not drink out of these at restaurants. And if you do, it's like my biggest, not pet peeve, but it just grosses me out because I used to be a bartender. So if you want to, that's fine. It looks super cute in a drink.
Yeah.
You're going to put it to the light and look through it and see if it's full of mold.
Yeah, that's why you got to get a squeegee. You squeegee yours.
I do. Not squeegee. Squeegees are to pull water down in there.
It's a squeegee.
No,
What's
it's
it
a
called?
scrub brush. A squeegee is like flat and like pulls the water. Like you squeegee a shower door.
I mean, I know that you squeegee it like at the gas station or but like you
totally different.
Squeegees through things too.
No, you don't put squeegees in anything. Squeegees pull and
when you clean a gun, you squeegee. You squeegee.
But that's because it's like shit.
I don't know.
I was so
It is
confident.
a scrub brush, but like
it's like a little scrub brush. And here's the thing: like bartenders don't do that. They just like put it in the sandy water, and the mold builds up.
Yeah.
So I'm
mold
just
has
here
to be like physically removed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Saucy Sibz tip number 76. Literally don't drink out of metal straws unless you like look in them.
I don't really love a metal straw in general.
I don't, but like sometimes I'm like want to be sustainable as I have my single-use plastic cup on the table.
I know. Look
I literally was like about to be like, I don't know, I just like wanted to be sustainable. And I like looked to my right and I was like, just gonna go fuck myself.
This is something that like I feel like is kind of bad, but I have given up. No, I have given up the idea of like plastic coffee cup, not plastic coffee cups, but like the paper coffee cups with the plastic lid that you get at literally every coffee shop in America.
Paper's renewable. That's fine.
I know, but it's still like single use. You know what I mean?
No, single use paper, fine.
No. It's because it's like, I mean, think about like if you brought your own little thermos everywhere and then that's what you should do. But like, I've just decided I don't give a fuck. Like that's going to be my one thing. Like,
do you know in New Zealand, you're fucking shamed. Well, they call it a keep cup.
A keep cup.
Yeah. So it's your keep cup because you keep it. And if you like, they'll ask you, they're like, do you have your keep cup? And you're like, oh, I just like forgot it.
Yeah.
Judgment across because like so they're a very like collectivist society and so they just like want to do the right thing, and that's just they really like pride themselves on that. Like why wouldn't I like just do the right thing? So they as a country decided we're all gonna have keep cups, and so everyone does, and it was literally like this American bitch. I mean
actually, I could see that. I could kind of see that.
We should have my friend Jessie on. She's American. She's lived in New Zealand. Shout out Jessie. She's one of our most our first and like biggest like podcast fans.
She really is. And actually it's so funny because I can tell like which country people listen to, and we just have like mad listens in New Zealand. It's not just her, but I do know that a lot of those are her. So thank you, Jessie.
Yeah, but we should have her on just to like talk about, I guess we've talked about
differences on like New Zealand culture versus America.
Because there's just such little things like like remember when you were in, I'm sure there were so many in Asia, but when I was in Spain, like they don't give you napkins, like paper napkins. Americans, we got them everywhere. Where like you sit down and if like you let people eat like as a server or a bartender and there's not like a fucking napkin within arm's reach of them, we freak out.
No.
We're like
literally.
And like we get annoyed.
Can I get a napkin?
You're like, can I get a fucking napkin here? There, it's just not a thing.
That's weird. What are they
everywhere,
using?
but sometimes they have like the
little
nice
linens
ones, but like just daily, like okay, you get a to-go meal, which also not big in Spain. They're like you need to sit down and eat for 3 hours.
Yeah.
But if you get something to go, they're not going to automatically hand you a fucking stack of napkins.
That's really interesting. But I will say, like, of course, there was like a lot of different things in Asia, but I'm like really interested in like minute cultural differences.
Okay.
So like,
is ice minute?
Yes, dude. Like, okay, the idea
they don't
like
fucking have ice.
People get pissed when you fill them like a glass of water and it's all ice. Like people in South America will be like, what the fuck is this? But like, I don't know. Like, I think it's interesting how, like you might not have napkins in, Spain, or you might not have, cause like in Asia, I feel like everything's fucking different,
Yeah.
It's like, it's just like, it's like, wow, like literally everything is so different. But like, even like within the country, like I can tell like people from the Northeast will prefer blue cheese with their wings instead of ranch. But if you're ranch, you're probably going to be more Midwestern or South,
They put blue cheese on their pizzas in Spain.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you get like a 4 cheese pizza, like quattro queso, Blue cheese is one of them, at least in Barcelona.
I just love those like cute little tiny things. And that's what I had so much fun in England. I'm like, wow, you guys just do it just a little bit differently.
So
you know?
I feel like that when I was in Europe. Yeah, like you lived in Spain, Greece, Croatia, huge differences. So like things didn't like bug me. In New Zealand, I just felt like I was just living in just like a little bit of a Twilight Zone. And like sometimes like shit would fuck me up.
Yeah.
Trying to think of like other little things, but like I would just be like, like it's just not the same, but like you feel like it should be. So you get like annoyed. Last thing on this rant of a subject. Can we outlaw paper straws? I know that like everybody decided plastic straws bad, which I think it's ridiculous that like Starbucks now started like the
top down policies
tops.
never go right.
So topped. Okay.
Yeah.
But so it's ridiculous. But here's what's up. I like those like biodegradable plasticky ones. Like
it's like a weird crystal sort of.
Yeah.
Like a filament.
Yes.
Yeah, those are fine. I don't mind plastic straws. I know it really pisses people off.
You're saying you don't mind.
I don't mind the plastic
you're not
paper.
A sea turtle.
Sorry, I don't mind paper straws. That's what I meant to say. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Okay, so this isn't my like original thought, but I like saw this comedian on TikTok the other day, and he was like, "All right, so paper straws." He's like, just in case like you wanted to enjoy your drink, but like also you wanted it to taste like a FedEx package that got left on your porch for 2 days. Because that's what happens.
Yeah.
And then the other day, I forget what I was doing, but I blew through this straw. I don't know. I was doing something at work. Anyway, I don't know. I was like trying to fix something with, okay, I'll tell you. There was a clogged drain.
Okay.
But it's a little drain and it turns. So like I can't fit anything down it. So here was my ingenious idea.
Okay.
Ready? I took a plastic glove, stopped up the hole with my hand, put a straw through it, down into the drain, and blew as hard as I could.
Okay.
To unclog the drain.
Did it work?
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
wow. Okay.
But the thing is, here's my biggest fear, like gross, dirty drain. What if I accidentally sucked in? Yeah. Like, like your brain just does one weird thing. But anyway, I like blew it out on a piece of paper or something, like on a rag. And like it's like a black paper straw. A bunch of black shit came out on the rag. And I was like, so I'm just drinking this black shit.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's food grade.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like that shit is kind of gross. Drains are fucking gross. They're the grossest things in the world. Like whatever you pull out of a drain, I don't care what it is, that's the grossest shit in the world. It's that.
I cleaned that same different drain, actually, same wine bar situation. I was just at work, just like throwing up, like the gagging, like sorry if that made anyone gag at the podcast. Yeah. That was rude. Yeah, I don't do it. I'd rather would you rather clean up a drain or clean up vomit?
Vomit doesn't gross me out that much,
me
to
either.
be honest.
No, me either. It's weird.
But they say that vomit is just universally the grossest thing in the world. Like most people are grossed out by the sound, smell.
I would clean vomit in a second before I cleaned up shit.
I feel like not a lot of people feel that way. Vomit, like it's like subconscious. Like it makes.
We have listeners that they're like, "Fuck this podcast." They're out. Because you're right. No, some people can't even
vomit. Have you ever vomited up something that kind of tasted good, like something?
Yeah, milkshake.
Yeah. Oh, milkshake.
Yeah. Okay. I vomited. I went through like a bulimic phase.
Okay.
Don't want to like use that word. I did not have a diagnosis. I went through a small phase where I just like threw up everything I ate because I modeled. And I felt like I felt like I needed to.
I'd call that bulimia.
Probably. I don't know.
Like soft bulimia.
Yeah. Just.
Yeah.
Like bulimia light.
Yeah.
And but anyway, so like even like 20 to 40 minutes after you drink a milkshake, when you throw it up, it's still cold. No, it stays cold for a long time, and it always still tastes good. It's fucked up.
You know, throwing up gin. Gin kind of pairs well with like stomach acid. And so it actually is completely fine.
This is fucked up.
I literally just said gin pairs well with stomach bile. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
I'm
just gonna go. You take it from me.
Yeah. Actually, I need to like public service announcement. Because I just literally thought immediately, I always think, what's my mom going to say about this? And like, Mom, like, if you want to keep listening to the podcast, like, we love you. And like,
it's going downhill from here.
But like, I just like, don't think it's good for you. And well, no, actually, what made me think of mom and wanted to bring her up, which I've said her name 4 times on the podcast already. She goes, whenever you tell people like ask you questions or like where, she goes, I don't know where. And like, okay, if we're like, hey, let us know if we should do this next time, or let us know if there's someone we want to interview. She's like, there is no like question box on Spotify. And I was like, oh, mom, I mean Instagram DMs. Cause she was like
1,000,000%.
Yeah. Like anytime we ask a question, but like, that's not obvious, I guess. And I was like, oh, but like, what if people could listen to your podcast and like make comments in like real time, not real time, like a Instagram live, but like, what if we could go on there and just see stuff? Like they didn't have to, like, why doesn't Spotify? Cause okay, every app wants you to spend as much time on their app as possible. So why don't they make it to where we're like, hey, we left 3 questions for you at the end of this podcast, or 2 polls, go in and do your thing.
I mean, that would be cool, but that's what's really fun about like live podcasting, whether you do it through Twitch or TikTok or YouTube and stuff like that, because then because we don't post to Spotify. We post to Buzzsprout, which is our host, and then they send us out to the directory. That's why it's kind of difficult. That's why like while Instagram's dying, it's like, it doesn't make me feel like, I mean, I would much rather you hit me up on TikTok nowadays.
But do people use the TikTok DMs?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been texting a few boys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Also, that's another thing. I feel like there's more men that like me more on TikTok. So
everyone likes people more on TikTok because it finds your people. All right, we can't like talk about that. But speaking of Spotify,
you guys, sometimes people come together in this world and they put their minds together in a think tank and they come up with a brilliant idea. And one of those ideas, Francesca, tell the people.
Spotify blends.
Have you guys heard yet? It's been out for about 2 weeks.
I know. I wanted this podcast, which side note, we tried to record this podcast last week and I had a mini meltdown and we lost daylight and Nick had to go to work.
Because I still have a job.
Yeah. Well, we tried to film it outside because we wanted to do a camping episode. But you guys, the harsh lighting of the daytime sun.
We look so fucking fucked up.
That's why I had a meltdown.
Francesca, you looked like a jack-o'-lantern.
I felt so haggard that it made me question my entire life, and looks aren't everything. But I was like, is this what I look like in the daylight? I can never be seen again. No. So then I like freak out. I feel like I need to like redo my makeup, fix things. But I also like, you know, when you do mushrooms and you accidentally look in the mirror.
Yeah.
And you're like, I am 107 years old. Which, you know, if you haven't done them, don't look in the mirror. That's what your friends should always, you know, a big thing about psychedelics. Just don't look in the mirror. But one time I thought I was like an old person. I was out at a bar and I kind of freaked out.
Yeah, no, I've experienced that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, but you guys, I tried to like come back from it. Like, okay, like it's fine. Like we have our good lighting, like indoors, but then we had to like set up the studio inside. Yeah. And
it was such a cute idea too, just us going camping in lawn chairs outside. It was bad. We were just rushed. We were already rushed, and then bringing everything inside. I mean, and then setting it up. It actually takes a lot to set up. Also, do you guys like this lighting?
Nick's been taking lighting classes
online on YouTube University.
Phoenix University.
Oh my fuck, no.
You've got like a brown. Wait, what's like another like online?
I have no idea.
I know there's like Phoenix University. There's I don't know. I feel like Arizona State University online does something like that.
Yeah, I think it's like big online. I don't know, but no, I just spend all day on YouTube. Actually, yeah, no, but go on. It was just like awful. Just bringing everything in and the computers. There's just like a lot of things to set up.
We have 3 lights now.
3 lights.
We need
4
an
tripods.
umbrella light. But there's like hair lighting. There's
So your fill light or Phil.
I was like, who's Phil?
Oh no.
I was like, is he a lighting expert?
Light, the Philip light? No, Phil. No. Fill light, hair light, key light.
Okay. And what's this?
That's just another hair light.
Okay.
We have. Well, that's like our actual like light in our house. So that's why there's four lights on us, but that's just like
but like equipment's expensive. So we're slowly getting there. But Nick, let us like or
if
just
you
like
think we look good,
take a look, let us know.
know.
Nick's been really like we set up this lighting tonight for 40 minutes.
No. Longer because I was experimenting with like different like lighting.
It's
and, like,
great
temperatures and stuff like that.
And then I just kept wanting to take selfies.
And I was like, Francesca, what the
Nick
fuck?
was like,
Let's
can
go.
we record?
And you're like,
and I
one
was
more,
like,
one more.
Just let me get the good angle.
Rude.
Like, I don't even need a filter.
I know it looks good, doesn't it?
It's
just like
nuts.
Yeah, I'm like a mixture of like warm and cold.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
back
to the greatest invention, because here's how much we love to talk shit on Instagram, which I wish they can't hear us, but it's just like when apps actually sit down and come up with something innovative and new and different, like Instagram, they stole stories from Snapchat. They stole reels and like trying to do the short form from TikTok.
Yeah.
And just hasn't really had anything like new or exciting for a while. I just remember they hired us as influencers like 10 episodes ago.
Yeah.
30 episodes ago.
No, I'm like
I feel bad, but
Instagram.
sorry.
Like I've stopped posting.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, but like I know. But anyway.
Sorry. Back to Spotify.
Spotify blends, basically. You can invite someone to a blend and it can be up to 10 people.
Wait, tell them how to get to it.
You just Google blend.
You go to your
not Google, but like
go to the search bar and hit blends. I don't know how you could have like not missed this yet, but that's what I was gonna say is I wish this would have come out 2 weeks ago, because like I feel like Nick and I discovered blends the hour it came out, and then we went nuts.
I that was me. You know what I mean?
Was it you?
I just feel like I discovered
was it you or was it me?
It was me.
I didn't send it to you.
I sent it to you because I learned from my like super cool friend in New Mexico. She was just on it.
You are like the more musical.
It was like
sibling.
it was like within hours of it like dropping.
And you guys like Nick and I sat for like a couple days. I have never had more fun.
Well, I feel like this is really okay. So let's explain it more for the people who don't know.
Oh yeah, Nicholas, what is it?
Basically, it takes you and someone else, or up to 10 people. And it takes your music, almost like how they do the Spotify Wrapped, and it kind of shows what you've been listening to and how much you've been listening to it, and like your top genres and your top artists. It pretty much does that with your friends' taste in music, which is so much fun. And then, so when it does that, it then puts you into a playlist with everyone who's in that specific blend,
and it updates every single day.
And which, I mean, think about this with friends, it's fun. With your significant other, it's intimate. You know what I mean? You can learn about each other.
Denver man and I?
Yeah.
We sat at the pool and he put on our blend.
Cute.
And so then we'd be like, was this one you?
Was that you?
And he was like, oh, no, that's me. And it's like, no, that's definitely me. And it's like, oh, it's both of us.
And it can like really show, I don't know. I just love it. I think it's such a fun way to listen to music with your friends and make it interactive and, full of connection.
Learning about cool stuff. I'll be like, what is this banger? And I'm like, oh, my friend Madi. Like, of course. And it tells you, your percentage of a match. So this like new guy, he was like, oh, wow, we're a 76% match. And he was like, I wonder what that other 24% is, which we find out later. I'll tell that story.
Yeah, I've matched with some people at like 51%. And I'm like, bro, what? But then I've had a match with someone who, me and M. Bachman, it was 88%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which I was like, okay.
My highest match was Jessie in New Zealand.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The one that we were talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, fun. What percent
she
was it?
literally, it was 88 or 89. And I was like, damn.
Ooh, damn.
And then I went on a hike that day. So for 2 hours, I listened to ours and I was like, Jessie. I was like, this is lit. And she was like, this is the most fire playlist. She was like, I'm adding things. And then there was like a song that dropped from Fletcher in New Zealand first. And it I could not get it.
Oh, you're like, it's blacked out.
Yeah. And I was like, Jessie, like what is, and I sent it, I Googled it and then sent it to her. She goes, oh, it drops at midnight for you. And I was like, wow. I'm discovering new things.
Wow.
Like,
is Fletcher from New Zealand?
I don't think so. Like, they just live in the future.
Oh, yeah. I guess so.
It's technically the future. Like it's tomorrow there already.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. It also, okay. So when I first invited Denver man to it. He was like, are you going to be able to like see all my like listening preferences and like what I've been listening to? And I was like, no, like that's not really how it works. But like, why?
Why?
Like, is that I was like,
are you listening to the Care Bear soundtrack over
I know. I
was
like, what's the problem? And he was like, no, it's just gonna be like real fucking embarrassing when our blend is like your podcast. And I was like, excuse me? I was like, I don't think that's appropriate.
So what do you think about that? Like you have a podcast.
Yeah.
Hey, did you guys know we have a podcast? And you don't want someone you're dating to be listening to your podcast.
I feel like they should get to know me like organically. Like it just like it's not fair. I don't know all this about you. Also, like you might not need to hear the stories of like a terrible date where like a man came on my feet. That's probably doesn't need to be like the first thing you know about me. I know you're listening to this right now, so there's that. It's like episode 8. Don't listen to it though.
No,
that was forbidden.
I don't know. I wouldn't care. It does make us less mysterious.
I tell so many stories like from my life and this and that. It's like, let's just like let those come out nicely. Also, I'm talking about you.
True. That's the one thing. Yeah.
Chances are me and my little girlies, this is my safe space.
me and the fam.
Yeah. I'm just talking about it intimately with my fam.
Yeah.
And I like my TikTok family, my Instagram family.
Yeah.
I just like it's we're not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm gonna tell stories about you, but like we haven't made any decisions yet.
Yeah, we're just not very. You just want a little bit more mystery. I have heard. Wait, one time I was at a wedding and I was telling a story to someone, and they interrupted me and said, "I've heard this story." I go, "Oh, did I tell this story already?" They go, "Yeah, on your podcast." And I was like, "Oh,
that's not fair."
I know, because I was like, "Wait, this is okay. I guess I'll just shut the fuck up now."
That's
like, you know what I mean?
That's kind of fucked.
Yeah, like
I hate that.
Can I still tell it? Because
but I also like don't like. Actually, I do. I mean, whatever. This is what we're doing, and like we love it.
Yeah.
But then I feel like sometimes I first meet someone and they had like a friend tell them to listen to the pod, and what?
No, just listen to the pod. Don't even talk to me. You know?
No, they had like a friend. So this is the first time I'm meeting them. So I was like, "Oh, I'm Francesca. Nice to meet you." And they were like, "Oh no, like I know you. I know who you are.
Oh.
I've been listening to you for weeks." Like they're like, "I love your podcast. I'm a huge fan."
Yeah.
Which like not to in a weird way be like, "Oh my God." They like it, but it more was like I was just like excited to get to know this person. And they were like, "I've already got you clocked." Like,
yeah, it's weird. But like if I like met a celebrity, I would never like if I met Lady Gaga or Miley Cyrus, I would never be like, "I've been watching your every move since you were 13.
Yeah, no, they didn't. Whoever said this to me definitely did not. I think it's really awesome that like someone introduced them and they were like, "Oh, like I'm a huge fan." And I already love. I was just more like, man, like I mean, I love that they love it. So like I'm glad they like me. But what if like they've listened to 6 episodes and they're like, "Fuck this bitch."
Oh my God.
Then like we have no chance.
It's kind of annoying. One thing me and you are not is mysterious.
It's funny you say that because I like so one thing that's hard while you're podcasting is to like think about like what you're saying next, but then you like don't want to interrupt the person, so then you kind of hold it. A second ago, I was like, well, I guess like it doesn't really matter if a man listens to my podcast because I am just not mysterious in any way.
Yeah.
Like I will tell you all the first like 10 things about me, and then that one time when I was 13 that I did that fucked up thing that like no one should ever know about, but like I'm gonna tell you. It was too specific. I'm not saying it.
I don't even want to.
Just went down. No one wants to.
Okay.
So,
no, but I know what you mean.
But
like,
you know what I mean? I'm just like not.
It's like, yeah, you're not a trauma dumper, are you? Though on the first date. Okay, good, because that's like a little too much.
No, I don't like. Well, I'm not really hung up on any exes right now or anything, but I'll mention them, and I'm like, I don't really care. I'll be like, oh, sorry, like didn't mean to, and they're like, no, like because it was like relevant to the story, or like, oh, like I kind of love that you don't do this and this, but not like. I mean, obviously, if people like can't stop talking about an ex or like telling you stories, you're like, oh, so like you're still in love with them.
Yeah, you know that happened to me once. I went on a date with a guy, and this was back in New Mexico, and basically like we had a really good time. I don't think there was much of a spark on my end, but like we just became friends, and But literally, you know how like you go home after you like, you know, and we didn't hook up or anything. Like we just like went our separate ways. And you know how you usually text people, hey, it was like really good to see you. You know, that after text is like really important. His after text was, do you know my ex? And it, to me, I just knew immediately, like he's coming from a place of Nick knows everyone in town. Nick is really cool. Nick's probably sleeping with my ex, you know? And I had never met his ex. I actually knew of him, but like I'd never met him.
You were just like,
you know?
huh,
It was
that's
just
like what you're sitting at home, like wondering about.
Yeah, that was the first after date text. Do you know my ex? And it was so random and so fucking like, what's the word? It was just so.
You got the ick.
I guess, but I was just like, bro, this man is having a crisis over there alone.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, but
I think like a few, you know, I don't know the number of dates, like where it's like really appropriate, but like this last, like, man, it's been like what, 5-6 dates. And then like we talked about like exes, like kind of in depth, like what happened and like why.
Yeah.
And what did you learn from that?
I think that's normal.
Yeah, like there's a certain few dates where like you kind of just want to know. So like, why the fuck are you single?
Yeah.
What happened?
100%. I think that's normal. And I think in by talking about it, you can kind of, for me, I can gauge like how that person feels. I say as if I'm like such a big dater, you know, but I don't date everyone. Like,
Nick told me like when I was kind of like, I kind of had like a crisis because he wanted me to come down at like noon. And I was like,
noon?
Yeah. I was like, first of all, like he was very upset. I woke up at 10. And I was like, I was like, that's just like logistically, I have to like think of an outfit that's going to go from day to night. Also, if like we drink at lunch, then I'm probably still drinking for the day. And then then that's too many drinks. Like I'll probably get drunk. And I'm not really like a every couple or every other, like have a water or like stop. And then I was like, my makeup's going to look like shit by like 9 p.m. And then we're still out. Like it's just, I just kept putting it off because I was like, it's too, unless you're like really comfortable with someone, I just logistically it was driving me nuts. And Nick, I was like, oh, well, like we're going to do this. And he's like, God, it sounds fucking awful. It's like, what?
Yeah. I just don't really love dating. Like the idea, why I said that was because it just seemed like you were nervous. Like you were, you know, but like you didn't really want to you did want to go do all these things. It was just like a lot of logistics and like a lot of that. And that's why I was just like, God, I'm glad I don't. Wow, guys. Welcome back. Francesca.
Welcome. Sorry, I disassociated for a second.
You guys, you know, life happens and my phone died in the last while we were recording.
You know, like when you like typed a paper back when like computers didn't autosave and then like your computer crashes or like you realize you forgot to save.
Yeah.
And like that feeling of having to rewrite it.
Oof. That's just happened to us.
Yeah.
But
I'm laughing so I'm not crying.
Right. But you did open a bottle of wine.
I did. Not that I'm like, ooh, I'm so upset. I'm gonna like get drunk now. I'm just like, you know, I'm going to have one glass of Pinot Gris and we're just going to finish this damn podcast. I'm excited about it. Like
we were doing good. It was like,
oh my God, it was
nice.
flowing. I was here for it.
Yeah.
I'm having a great time. I feel like we're in a great mood for the fact that we're like recording at 9:30 p.m. Like I woke up at like 8 this morning. Not even like, I know that's not that early, but I just had like a full day of work and then came home, got ready, everything. And it's like, we set up everything. So as we were setting up, we even, had a microphone.
Yeah, one of our microphone. Well, I noticed it last time. Like my microphone was doing something weird. Of course, you can't tell because I fixed it. And then I realized now that the microphone is completely broken. You know, so like
which is great to know. I'm over here just very thankful.
Yeah, right.
We're learning lessons before. I would say we probably have our biggest guest on next week, and now we know that we have to hit up a Best Buy and get another microphone.
Yeah, seriously.
So this is a thing with podcasting and like equipment. Like you have to have actually like backups of almost all of your equipment.
Yeah.
Because if you're like, let's say your laptop dies and you have a big guest and like they've blocked out their schedule, they traveled in, they took time out of their day, or like, you know, you've had it planned for months and then you show up and your laptop doesn't work.
I mean, what would you do? You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess you go to Best Buy and drop $2,000 on a laptop or
like
some shit
immediately.
You'd have to be like, hope I have a credit card.
Yeah, it is really crazy though. I mean, there's just so many different moving parts with everything that I'm happy to do it. Like, I think it's fun and I like getting things set up. Probably like, Nick, why didn't you charge your fucking phone? Well, I did charge my phone all day, but my charger was broken and I just realized it was because it was going up just so slowly, and then that's why my phone was like 30% once we started recording. It just timed out. It didn't work.
Well, what happened, I have a bone to pick with Apple. The fact is like Nick's phone still had 20%.
Yeah.
But the low battery warning or low battery mode.
That's what fucked it up. The phone was
up.
still alive. It was
It just decided 59 seconds into the videoing of this podcast that we have nothing. Why would it pause? What is that mechanism? In what universe would you ever want the action that you told your phone to do to stop
doing it just because it was below 20%?
Because it just wanted to tell you.
That's like a fourth of battery, right? Yeah. 20%.
Fifth, but that's fine.
Oh, that's right. My bad. But like, yeah, I'm just sitting here like, bro, I don't know though. It is funny just how phones work. I am glad that that a lot of like camcorders, they don't have or they only let you video record for 30 minutes.
That's like, I have a professional like my photography camera, and it takes 4K video, but it overheats. But even if it doesn't, you'd have to like bypass the mechanism in it to record anything longer than 30 minutes. And we found that out the hard way.
Yeah.
So
but it's goofy. So I'm glad iPhones do that. So I guess that's like whatever. But I would rather have just had my phone die. But whatever. That's just me.
Now, if the phone dies, do you think it saves the video?
Well, that's something I'm not willing to even try to figure out.
I don't want to ever know.
Yeah. But now we do know about this, So
yeah. So we had to like take a couple breaths. We now have a charger taped to the tripod.
Duct Tape Production Company.
Yes.
That's literally that's our LLC. It's just like Duct Tape Production Company.
I kind of love that.
I know. It's saucy.
Although I think I'd want to call it like the fam is what I decided. I wanted our LLC to be the other day. Maybe not duct tape.
Well, I was just saying we hired an assistant for next week.
Yeah, because we can't like risk it.
And by hired an sorry I interrupted you, but like we can't risk it because we have a really big guest coming up. But it's just my friend Sean, and I was like, hey,
the guest, the assistant.
Yeah,
Sean, not that you're not cool enough and funny enough to be on. You can be on anytime.
But like, he was like, yeah, I would love to be your assistant under one condition. And I'm like, oh, like what? Like anything. Like, do you want me to buy you dinner? Like, which I'm already planning to. And he was like, no, you just have to refer to me as your assistant the entire night. That I can do, So it's like with our guests, I'll just be like, and this is Sean. He's our assistant with Duct Tape Productions.
I like it.
Well, should we get on to
let's talk about
talking about how we met Denver Man? In that whole story, in that background.
God,
because I feel like that's our focus. I know.
You should feel really special. I mean, here's the thing.
Listen,
this is actually just a win-win for me because 1, the podcast is about our lives. 2, if this crashes and burns, honestly, just great material for this. If it keeps going, then like, we have our origin story, the background.
Origin story.
Every time like Nick and I have to do something like humble. Or like
humble. I was not expecting you to say that word. I was like, humble.
Or like normal. I mean,
it's gonna be funny when we tell this story on a yacht.
I'm like, I'll be really upset about something, or Nick will be like this month you were like, can you pay my rent?
Yeah. Well, a little bit.
Just a little bit of it.
Just a little bit of
There's
it.
Like just a dash. He just needed like an extra sprinkle. And I was like, 100% got you. And it was like, Nick, like the origin story.
It's the origin story.
Like, oh, God, I'm like, but every time I'm like, this is going to be like when a famous person tells about their humble beginnings.
Yeah.
It's building
it's our
the story.
humble beginnings. Yeah.
It is. I'm ready to get out of that.
Feel like I've been here for a while.
I know. We're almost at a month a year into the podcast. So like, fuck. No, I'm just kidding. You got it. But that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe if we were like an overnight success, we wouldn't feel like we earned it or like as accomplished or deserved.
Yeah.
I mean, like, bitch, when you
can
put
be
out
like, we
content,
works.
I put out content every week for a year. The things we've been
Speaking of which, let me just.
He's gonna check it again. Nick's having like a pan. You guys. It stopped recording again. Honestly, Nick, this lighting is like too good for people to not see me during the podcast. Why would it do that? Was it low battery again? My favorite color.
Well,
hi guys, we're back.
I'm back again.
We just had a short intermission to have another mini meltdown. I thought we just needed to. Is the word squash?
I don't know that
Quelch.
word. Quelch.
Squelch Nick's anxiety. Squash. Fuck. I feel like that guy on The Bachelor who couldn't pronounce quinoa. I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
It was on Emily's season, and he said, like, don't you love quinoa? And like, I'll never, at least this one's like not as embarrassing, but I don't know the word. Anyway, wanted to squelch, not close, Nick's anxiety. So he was like, let me just check the video.
Right. Which quick. I'll do again here in like 5 minutes.
Wasn't recording again. Which like the lighting's so good that I'm like upset. I have a little side braid going on, just in case the people never get to see
what we've done.
I have like a little bit of like a Lara Croft Tomb Raider vibe.
Yeah, for sure.
Where were we?
Okay, let's just go into the story.
Yeah, okay. How we met Denver Man, but like but like this Nick is also involved in this story, and it's just kind of crazy.
Let's tell it from my perspective. Well, like how it starts from my perspective.
Well, can I tell you how it starts first the night before on Friday with me?
Sure.
Okay. My perspective, right? Or you want to start?
Well, I think it's funny how it's a twist. You know what I mean?
You start, then me?
Okay. Yeah. But let's check. This. So Francesca and I work a block away from each other. And so the other day I got off work, but you were still working, which means when Francesca works longer than me or she gets out later than me, that's probably like a party's happening, there's more shit going on. So I was like, I haven't had anything to drink that day. And I walk over, I was planning on going home because I was kind of tired. So I walk into Francesca's bar and you're just doing the drawer and everything like that. But there was just like a lot of not a lot of people, but it was just like people were fucking vibing. And there's just some older man behind the fucking bar who I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
And I was kind of like, what is going on? And then there was this guy named and then this girl named on the other side of the bar.
Are we dropping his name?
Oh, yeah.
No, we got to give him a pseudonym.
Oh, okay. James. All right, we'll call him James.
There's another man there who ends up being James. Wait, we should call him that.
Eric. We're going to call him Eric.
I love that.
Yeah, because he calls me Eric. And that's not my name. So we're going to call him Eric.
He thinks it's like this really cute inside joke you guys have, which I guess it's becoming now.
I guess.
He just keeps continuing.
But I kept on doing it too. So it's like our little thing.
It's like I love that you guys have a thing.
So anyway. Okay. So there I was. And I walk into Francesca's bar, and then there was this man behind the bar, which I don't normally go behind the bar.
Yeah.
Most people don't, right?
No, you
and
don't.
I'm like
that's a rule. Unless you're the bartender, even if you're a server at that restaurant and you work there, you don't fucking go in someone's area.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not talking shit because he has privileges.
He has privileges.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And and that's what someone said too. They were like, oh, it's just George. I was like, oh, but I hadn't met George yet. You know what I mean? And so that's why it was so funny. And so then his wife was there, Missy, but I didn't know that they were a husband and wife. And then there was Eric, Denver Man. And that is what I was like, wow, we're fucking being lit in here tonight, aren't we?
It's the club.
It's the club.
Sometimes
you know what I mean?
It turns into the wine bar, turns into a club.
Yeah, which I love. And so then of course I was like, well, I guess I'm drinking. So then poured myself. Well, you poured me some wine. It was George poured me some wine. No, it was you.
Yeah.
I think I was having some frosé. And yeah, and that's kind of how it started from my perspective. Is like, your bar is kind of being out of control.
But you thought
I
that
thought
George was, which he in no way, shape, or form did this. But Nick was just like confused because I was talking to him. He like thought George was sitting on me.
Yeah.
And he thought Eric and Missy were together
Mm-hmm.
and missed the fact that George and Missy are very happily married.
Yeah, I totally missed that. Well, I gathered within like probably 30 minutes, but like it was at first because I don't know, but it was such a fun time. But then George was like, "Hey, let's go off-roading."
He bought a new Jeep Gladiator that day.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, do you guys want to go off-roading? And it was like 11 or midnight at this point. I had like, it was actually kind of a really, really crazy day at the wine bar, which happens. But it was like, it was just like wild. And I had like another hour of like cleanup to do.
Yeah.
But at this point, like he was like, you're done. You guys helped me as much as you could. And then I was like, I opened the next day or something. It was like, I'm just going to come in and like do this. Finish this.
Polish it off, But yeah, so I was kind of like random man that wants to take me off-roading. Sure, why not? And we did. We got in the car.
Grabbed a bottle of wine.
Of course. Okay.
Obviously.
And then we got in this. And then we go over to the gas station closest to us. And I had to grab some beer as well. And so George was just like, we got to let the air out of the tires. Because I guess when you go off-roading, you want them a little bit more squishy, not quite as firm. And so
it's so that the tires can like grip the rocks.
Yeah.
And like climb. This is a thing. This is such like a Colorado story.
We were being very Colorado.
Oh, like so much. And so can I tell like the beginning of Denver Man, like from my perspective? Okay. So the night before I'd kind of had a rough night at work. And I was like, before I even closed, I guess it was kind of like a rough weekend. Not like it was just like a lot. So before I even like closed down, I went to another bar for like an hour. I was like, I'm just going to go sit at like this place I used to work at. And I was like, I'm just going to like go sit and have one drink. And then I'm like, come back and like clean this shit up. I just needed a break.
Right.
So I sit down at the bar and there's this like very handsome man sitting next to me. And I was like, oh, you are not from around here.
Hello.
Yeah, very clearly. And I was like, oh, but he is like paid out and he's like chatting with, I know the two girl bartenders there who are both like very cute.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, so he was like kind of like obviously like chatting with them and then like talking to me a little bit, but I'm like, maybe he's like into one of them or like married or something, like, cause he just kind of like pays and he's like, okay, well, like, nice to meet you. Like, have a good night. Doesn't ask for my number, like nothing. And I'm like, well, never going to see him again.
Yeah.
He's gone to the wind. So I just am like, oh, sad, but whatever. You never know someone's life. And so then I walk into work that next Saturday morning and he was sitting at the bar and I never mentioned where I worked. He actually didn't know anything about me. I could have been a tourist for all he knows, like in town or like worked anywhere. So he's sitting there having lunch, just happens to be at my place of business. And I could tell he didn't know because like the look on his face, like he was very confused.
Like why
he was
you
like,
were there.
Yeah, because I just like kind of walked in like bustling and walked behind the bar. So then he was like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, hey. He was like, hi. And I was like, oh, like, morning. I work here. He's like, oh, wow. And so we kind of start chatting a little bit. He's in town for like a company thing. And he has to like go to a dinner. But then when he left after lunch, because he kind of like spent a while for lunch, we're like chatting. And even my friend that I work with was like, oh, like she goes, were you just flirting? She goes, I don't think I've ever seen you flirt.
Oh.
Yeah. She was like, oh my God, what was happening there? And I was like, I don't know. I go, I think I was flirting. And, but he asked for my number and he was like, well, let me know when you get out of here. Like maybe you can come meet up with me. So when he did his dinner thing, he texted me and was like, hey, like, what are you doing? And I was like, I am going to be here for 4 more hours.
Yeah.
So he came and sat at the bar for like hours while I closed. Then you walk in. So he's just like, we're just chatting. And then I'm like, hey, these are my friends in town. Cause he was like, who are these people? And I was like, get in the car.
Get in the car. See, and I didn't
in,
know
loser.
any of
We're
this.
going shopping.
I didn't know any of these people. And that's why I thought it was so funny because I'm just like, okay, like George is telling me to get in the car. I'm like, okay, let's hop in the car. Let's go. I don't got anywhere to be.
So he's like, come on.
Yeah.
He's like, come on, let's air down the tires. So normally tires sit at like 35.
Yeah. Around 35 PSI, yeah.
Pounds per square inch. Dad would be so proud. I know that. Actually, because like George was like trying to convince us to get a Jeep Gladiator.
Yeah.
And you go, George, she doesn't even know how to change a tire. She does not need a car like this.
Well, because Jeep Gladiators, like you can tinker with them. Like they're almost like Legos, like they come apart, You can do things like that.
And you were like, do you know how to change a tire? And I was like, first of all, I absolutely know how to dial AAA. So point is moot. But I was like, Dad taught me how to. And he goes, did you know you have to like put the lug nuts on in a star? Otherwise the tire will fall off.
No, they can just it can become like shaky.
Okay, so Saucy Sibz tip number 98.
When you're changing a tire, the lug nuts go in a pentagram, not around.
Not good.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was like, do you know that? And I was like, absolutely no, I don't. He was like, yeah, you don't need a Jeep. But anyway, we aired on the tires. And dude, we went. This was like some wholesome shit.
It was wholesome, And I love that we just like went until probably about like 1 a.m.,
Yeah.
And I just had so much fun. Yeah.
And it's just like over like tree trunks and rocks. And apparently in Breckenridge, there's over 400 miles of Jeep trails. Who knew?
Yeah.
But this is like crazy scary. So here's the thing, like I've done things like this. Also, like Nick and I kind of have like this mechanism in our brain that like we're not scared of a lot of things. I feel.
Yeah. I'm riding out in the trunk.
Oh yeah,
the bed of the
Jeep of the truck, which is like what you don't do, because if you bounce out and you snap your neck, sorry, Mom.
I just imagined myself getting bounced out and then falling. Well, I did once, but like
back.
I did hurt my back. I was like literally like my whole body was in the air and I was holding on to the sides of the truck. And then it slammed me down and it kind of hurt my back. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, he was like, all right, that's we're done with that. Like that was super fun.
I was like, I just imagined myself like falling out of the truck and just landing on like a tree trunk and getting impaled 17 inches through my body. But so I was like, that's how that happens.
You can't do that.
No, I can't. I don't have insurance.
You really don't. Also, like, who am I gonna? I'd have to replace you as co-host.
I know.
Nick, that'd be terrible. What would we be? Just saucy, not the Sib, just the Saucy Sib.
My brother died. I have to continue this.
Just like bereavement podcast. No, we've been manifesting things way too fast
Knock
recently.
On wood.
Knock on the barrel. Yeah, absolutely not. It is the Saucy Sibz forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucked up. Okay.
But so I thought it was funny as we're going out and doing this. I didn't know that Eric didn't know you guys. So you just go, aren't you glad we stole Eric? And I go, what do you mean you stole Eric? And then you were like, oh, like I met him like yesterday. And I'm like, oh, you're like, yeah, he's on a business trip. And I'm like, and now
so he has to like wake up and like go play golf at like 9 a.m. with like the other CEOs and shit. And he's like, oh, I've been off-roading with like just some townies.
Just some townies, And that's why it's just like, that thing, like how like in corporate settings people lie, like, oh, how was your weekend? It's like, good. Got a lot of work done, when really like, some crazy shit happened, but you're not going to tell people. But like, that's what that was.
It absolutely was that. And like, I didn't know this. First of all, I'm the one sitting bitch. So like, I'm the one in the suicide seat. But like, apparently he couldn't like find where his,
like door seatbelt?
Yeah. His seatbelt
really?
wasn't on the whole time. So like,
no, none of ours were.
No, but I wasn't worried about it.
Yeah. No, George told us no seatbelts allowed.
But Eric was like not okay with it. So apparently he was like really scared and like Nick, like death gripping like this. He hit his head a couple times on the roll bar. He was over there having like, it wasn't like for me, I haven't laughed that hard in a long time.
Yeah.
And he was over there like, we actually took him on a trip Yeah. He was scared for his life.
I love that for us. You know? I love that.
Just like, we love a little danger.
We love a little danger.
And, you know, he's in his 40s and has children and he has to worry about his life.
Yeah, I love that. You know, honestly, I'm glad he had that experience with us.
That was like a really, like, Nick, we gave him a full frontal piazza.
That was a full frontal.
And we stopped on top of a mountain.
We looked at the stars.
It was honestly like super magical and romantic if he wasn't terrified for his life. Yeah. So anyway, then we drop him off at his hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So that was that evening. Do you have anything else to say about that? Other than it was just like good, wholesome, like crazy fun.
It was fun. There was a point though where we came over this like meadow in this valley, and that there were some like people camping. We could see like people camping in their vans and stuff. So we slowed down as we were kind of coming back onto the road. And then there were some dogs. We noticed like 3 dogs, loose dogs. So we like really slowed down and stuff. And we're coming. And then these people come out of the van and they're like, hey, and they start yelling at us. They're like, what are you guys doing? And we're like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, what? And we're just in the back seat. So George is handling us, you know?
Yeah.
And then they're like, they go, where do you guys think you're going? And I was like, do they think we're going somewhere? Oh, no.
No, they said, you can't do this.
Yeah, they said, you can't do this. You can't drive like that. And we're like,
what kind of plates do they have?
No. So then it was then when George knew that you're obviously not from around here in Colorado. You guys are camping off of the side of a Jeep trail, you know, like they weren't even at a campground. And he was like, where are y'all from? And they were like, we're from Florida. And he was like, well, welcome to Colorado, because
and he's like,
it was goofy. Yeah. But it's not like we were being dangerous or like destroying things. We were off-roading on like trails, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't think your dog should be like completely loose.
Anyway, we have just been over here having some good Colorado fun, you know? And no, that's why I really love that off-roading story, and with like Denver Man and how you guys met. I just think that is hilarious.
Oh, and that I spent last weekend with Denver Man.
Yeah, so you guys went on a date.
Mm-hmm. But the date went for 3 days.
You really did go on a 3-day date, which I was kind of like, okay. You know?
We had a great time.
No, I love that.
I will say though that during the day after the first day of the date, it was like we went and had like brunch. And then he like wanted to go to the pool.
You don't like public pools?
No. It's like a thing about me. Everyone knows this.
We all hate. I mean, I kind of hate public pools too.
Yeah, it's just like not for me. I'm just like not a public pool kind of girl. And like Nick, even like water parks, I don't go to. I just don't like them. I don't.
Before we started recording this podcast, you're like, I'm breaking out because of that fucking public pool.
I am. I know it's because I got in the public pool. I literally like, I feel like I'm peeling from the chlorine. I'm like
splotchy. Very possible.
No, truly. And I got in for 1 second. And the only reason I got in is because it was like, I don't know, like 99 degrees in Denver because they live on the sun. And he was like, I was like kind of like overheating. Like I was pretty hungover.
So you got in the pool?
I took a dip.
Yeah.
I was like, don't make me.
Don't make me.
But he at first, so he was like, come on, like, let's just go to the pool. And I was like, here's the thing. And like, you can't just like say that to people. They immediately think you're a fucking psychopath. Like when I say pretentious things, like I don't like the pool, but there's a reason I don't like chlorine. I think it's terrible for your skin. I think it seeps into your body. I think it's horrible for your gut microbiome. Once I stopped drinking tap water, I stopped getting eczema. So like, well, also gluten had to do with that, but like, it just like, you've seen me. I break out when I drink tap water now.
Yeah.
That's how much I really don't drink it.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, okay, pretentious as fuck, super annoying. But I was like, no, like it's just not my thing. And then you were like, Francesca, I agree with you.
Yeah, I think public pools are fucking weird, but I'm also like not really into the whole. I don't know. It's like, okay, you're sharing bathwater and you're with other people, but you're not really with other people. But like, are you really not with other people if you are sharing bathwater?
Yeah.
You know, am I making sense here? I don't know. I just kind of feel like I've had a lot of fun in public pools. Like the last time I was in one, I can remember it was like in June, and I had a great time, but I was kind of wasted.
That's what people do. They drink all day, and I don't love day drinking.
And I don't like sunlight or being wet.
Exactly.
I mean, I love day drinking, but like I can go inside.
I don't love a day drink. I'll do it like sometimes, but like it's just I've always been a 2-beer queer my whole life. So this just sets me up.
2-beer queer.
You never heard that?
I have heard that. I'm just like,
yeah, I don't know. It's just I'm saying like even when I've like been in big drinking, periods of my life, I feel like my tolerance doesn't really go up that much. You're just trying to think of.
No, I feel like you do have a pretty strong tolerance.
Do you think?
I mean, maybe. I don't really know. But in the sun, drinking's different for sure. It's like you always kind of want to like go like take like a nap or something. But Francesca used to work at a public pool.
That also might like come from my aversion.
Aquaport. Aquaport.
I actually got in trouble. I almost got fired once because I was sitting on like the stand, which I only wanted to work there. Here's the thing, like I didn't get in the water.
Yeah.
I worked at the public pool on the lifeguard stand, looking cute, getting a tan. But how I almost got fired is like they were like, Francesca, you seem more interested in your split ends than watching the children who could drown.
I mean, get out of here.
Well, I would like sit like this.
What else are you
like
gonna do?
Water park. Exactly.
You don't watch the kids the entire time.
No, you do. You have to like spell letters A, B, C. Like there's different patterns of scanning. It's a very active role. I've
never been a lifeguard. I wouldn't know.
No, you go up and down or like horizontally. Like you scan. You're supposed to be scanning the whole time. So that's why we would switch stations at this big pool. Because we had water slides and things like that. You would switch stations every, I think, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It would be station. Maybe less than that. Maybe 3 stations, 20-minute break. Because you're supposed to be so
scanning and like alert.
So I only had to get wet twice.
Really?
Truly, because I had to save 2 kids from drowning. But that was at the toilet bowl slide where all the kids drowned.
See, I love a good like water slide. Like I will literally, if it's a really fun water slide, I don't care if it's straight piss. I will go down it,
Well, because that's a bold fucking statement.
I just like water slides, but I don't love public pools. So I'm not going to go
but
like sit in the pool.
You used to go to like Hurricane Harbor at Six Flags.
No, I would try to go and no one else would go with me because my whole family hates public pools, which I understand, but I'm like they have giant slides and that seems fun. And I'm just saying that like I'm there for the slides, I'm not there for like the chilling. I'm not gonna be out like catching a tan at Hurricane Harbor. I'm gonna be like
that's just Nicholas's like secret.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys like Nick went down to Denver today for the water park. Is there a water park nearby? No, I know a friend. Is that not the most? No, yeah. So we're talking about like these crazy girls, they like just spent a day. They got like blacked out and like went to the water park. And I was like, wow, that's so them. They were like, you want to come? And I would
fucking do that.
No, you would love.
Yeah, I would love that.
Where's that place in Tulum that you love?
Shellha.
Yeah, actually, Saucy Sibz tip number 95.
If you're in Tulum, Playa del Carmen area, go to Shellha. That's
spell it for the people.
XEL-HA. Shellha.
Is it J-A or H-A?
H-A.
Okay.
Shellha. It's honestly the coolest water park in the world.
Mom and dad have been. So it's open bar.
It's an open bar, all you can eat. No, I can't even explain it. It's more than a water park.
Yeah, because it's natural. So there's like zip lines and like cenotes and caves.
And there's a lazy river, but the lazy river is a real river that cuts through the mangroves. And the reason why it cuts through the mangroves is because it's the current. The mangroves don't grow in the current. So it's like this natural water park or cliff jumping. It's like all this crazy shit.
Yeah.
But it's real. It's amazing. The coolest thing in the world. It seems like a little Disney, but like, yeah.
But worth it. Because I was like, Nick, like it seems like a little, just I don't love chains or, public pools. And I actually didn't even end up going. I've just had a lot of friends that went. And he was like, no, Francesca, like this is one thing that like you have to do.
I know. I can't believe you haven't been. Like I would go back tomorrow for Shellha.
We had like a terrible Uber ride to our cenote when I was in Tulum, and the girls almost like didn't want to go. Like we went and had lunch outside of the cenote.
Mm-hmm.
and everybody was so hungover. They were like, can we just
Yeah.
get back in the Uber and go home? I was like, we just drove an hour to a cave to swim. Like,
Yeah.
I'm getting in the cave.
Well, then I've heard some recent things on cenotes that a lot of these cenotes were used as like sacrificial pits. So a lot of them are cursed. So foreigners that go swim in them are now cursed.
Well, that's cute. I don't think I feel cursed, except for when
I don't feel cursed. I don't believe in.
I remember when I thought I was cursed a couple weeks ago. So anyway, he's like, let's go to the pool.
Yeah.
I'm like, actually, a little thing. He texted me on the way down. I didn't even tell you this. And he was like, hey, like, I'm going to go to the store. Like, is there anything in particular you want to drink? So I start typing and I was going to be like, anything old world, it's fine. I was like, sounds pretentious. I'm trying to like still act cool. And chill, which apparently I lost that on the second day. But I was like, just like anything French, rosé, white, or red. I thought that was like a very easy text because like there's so many French reds, so many French whites.
How would you fuck that up?
Exactly. I thought like I'm giving the gamut of options. And he goes, wow, LOL, really? I go,
you said something from France. That's all you said.
Yeah. And I was like, here's the thing. Like, don't ask me if you don't want the answer. I'm not going to be the girl that's like, let's just like do whatever. I'll eat anything. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
there's two different types
of. That's not you. Yeah.
No.
That's for sure.
And so like, I'm like, you asked, I'm just someone who knows what I like. But he goes, wow, really? And I go, I mean, Spain and Italy are fine too.
Mm-hmm.
He went, just glad you're not particular or anything. I was I go, fine, Tito's.
It's normal if you drink wine.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like we're
Tito's. You should probably just tell people
Tito's.
That's what I say.
Tito's.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, with soda and lemon. Possibly grapefruit.
But if he hands you a Sprite, like
I drink it. That's fine. It's gluten free. Don't love the high fructose corn syrup, but like try and hide my crazy for a bit. So anyway, he's like, come on, I'll like put one of your fucking French whites in a coolie cup and we're gonna take it to the pool. I was like, I don't have a swimsuit. Right. And he was like, well,
no
like
swimsuit.
I was like, I could like wear my sports bra and I have some like workout shorts or something. And he's like, actually, I have like a suit from like one of my exes. And I was like, it's kind of weird, but like, fuck it.
I'm glad he had one though.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
But it was tiger print. I looked real Jersey Shore.
Do you have photos?
No.
We should add some photos. Yeah, you at a public pool in a tiger print swimsuit. Wow.
That's what I said.
I've never heard of her. Who is she?
Who is she? I go, that's weird. Like like literally like every one of my friends, he thinks this is completely normal. And I'm like, my friends are like, you must like him. Fuck. So that's how that went.
Well,
I had one glass of Pinot Gris and I'm like, I'm feeling a little loopy.
A little loopy. Well, I'm glad that worked out.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll
see.
Yeah.
But again, if it crashes and burns, guys, I got the deets.
You got the deets.
Because we're the Taylor Swift of podcasts.
I know. It's like, because like, do you want to like not tell it just because of like.
Here's the thing. Like, I'm over it now. And I don't have complete creative control over the podcast yet. Just wait, guys. Shit's going to get wild once we do.
Wait. Francesca.
What?
Stop talking. I'm just kidding. That sounded demanding. I just mean like, I just need to tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. You just said you don't have complete creative control over the podcast right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was watching this girl that I really like on TikTok, and she was talking about how when people get famous, they become rude. Okay. And she was talking about in response to this, that's what a lot of people say. When you get famous and you start making money, you all of a sudden become an asshole. And she said, I can't think of her name right now. I'm so sorry. But she said, no, people, when they make money and start having creative control over their entire lives, it's not that they get mean. They can afford to be themselves. And that might mean not putting up with your fucking shit. Okay. Yeah. And it's just kind of like, she was just saying like, right now, how many things like can you not say or do just because you really can't afford yourself to not piss someone off?
I can't afford to not piss some people off right now.
Right. And so she was like, the thing is like, if you had all the money in the world and you were completely your own boss and you were kind of just in charge of things, maybe you start being mean to the people around you that are in your life for not good reasons.
Yeah, like you actually can have strong boundaries.
Yeah, and be like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry.
Like, no thanks. Like, I'm good because like I actually, wow, Nick.
I mean, I'm thankful that I have an employer that like loves and adores me for me. But I also work at a fucking sports bar, so it's not that really hard. But like, I mean, it's like, think about when I worked in a nonprofit. All these things. Think about if you worked in the corporate world. It's like, wow, okay. Imagine not being able to tell your boss, go fuck yourself because you're taking advantage of me. Yeah. But you can't afford to do that.
No.
Right?
I mean, when I was like in a corporate job back in St. Louis, because it was a really conservative like company, and I felt like this is my least favorite thing about corporate world, which I know like millennials have changed a lot of corporate culture.
Yeah.
But to be honest, so being like a true Sagittarian, Sag Sun, Sag Moon, truth and honesty is like, you know that about me. It's just like, I can't like not be myself. Like my face doesn't lie unless I'm like in full on acting mode, or like in character. I can't hide those things. And so corporate world was really hard for me. Like my password at one time was like Margarita1. And I remember like telling like the IT guy, I was like, it's like Margarita1. I was like worried that he would think I was like a big drinker or like, I don't know, stupid shit like that. Or like, you don't cuss. Like, oh, what the fuck is that bullshit? I know that that's like a little abrasive, but you can't say that. You're like, oh, like, and I feel like I've slowly, like agency life in New York City, I could be a little bit more myself.
Yeah.
But like, you can't, and Dad's always told us this, like, say less. You can't like tell them you had a wild weekend, because if you're sluggish on Monday morning, they're like, it's because they're hungover.
Yeah.
So you're like, all right, I just had like a chill weekend.
And you can't afford to not have like people look at you in that type of light.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been thinking about it a lot, and I've had a couple friends talk about like going back to college and like, getting their MBAs and stuff like that. And one thing that I always think is like, I love college. So like I'm really not hating on that. But I was just thinking like, there was a point where I wanted to go to law school and do these things. But a part of me is like, I just don't want to lie. Like, that's just not me. Like, I don't really, like, I want to be a professional and like do things and like have a, but like, I'm just like, I don't need to like wear a tie and just be like, okay.
No, I'll never do that again. I mean, knock on wood, I don't really like want to. And I know in certain times in your life you have to, but that is kind of the ultimate goal, is to be your own boss.
Yeah.
You can be truly yourself. Nick, this is like kind of some mind-blowing shit.
Isn't it mind-blowing? I'll have to send you the TikTok. Well, it's something that you and I would talk about with David Lash, because he's kind of comes from the same mind.
So our podcast guest next week is David Lash. Before you listen next week, you should probably go check him out. He was a pro skier.
Yeah.
Started his own outerwear company. And now he's like a social media personality, but he would like literally like want to vomit from being called that.
Yeah.
But I think that's like kind of how a lot of people know him, because he's done some like crazy stunts that he's gotten a lot of PR for, and then have like helped his company. But like there's a very strong opinion about him in Colorado.
In reputation.
Yeah, people either love him or hate him.
Yeah.
But what's kind of crazy is because he's his own boss, he does not give a fuck.
No. And he talks about that. And kind of talks about,
I admire that so much.
I'm not sure exactly how much I haven't really made up my opinion about like how he goes about that, but like it is really interesting about how he has just kind of said like, I don't really give a fuck about other people saying things or trying to control me or do these things. I just do them. And I don't know.
We'll get there soon, guys.
I know.
All right, fam.
I just thought that was kind of interesting. Yeah. So I'm
really
really excited for next week. And thank you guys for bearing with us with this ridiculous episode of major tech failures, because you know what? That's just the way it happens. Because,
that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
People
name the movie.
Fucking Anchorman, duh.
No. Fuck.
That's
Nick.
the way the cookie crumbles.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Isn't that Anchorman?
Nope. The Truman Show. Jim Carrey.
Oh, well. Okay. But like, people tell me, they're like, oh, I want to start a podcast. How do I do it? I'm like, bitch. All right. Well,
a lot of moving parts.
You're gonna have all this tech, right? It's all gonna fuck up. But Anyway,
Oh, we have a production assistant. Oh, we said that earlier.
Yeah,
so
yeah, with Shawnee Boy.
we're set up next week.
Yeah. So we're really
Things
excited for it. And I'm excited for everyone else to listen to it. And as we strive to become more like professional and streamline and do all these things, like that's what we're working for. But as long as I've been doing it, like shit still goes wrong. So hopefully I become a master soon.
And we recovered well.
I think
I could have had like a meltdown like when I looked haggard outside. But just like gotta just be professional. The show must go on.
The show must go. No, that's
showbiz,
actually
baby.
That is the show must go on is actually like the most intelligent thing ever.
No, you know what's funny is when I kind of said to Nick, because we went and had our pre-podcast powwow, and I was like, do we have to record tonight? Like we've had such a long day. Then Nick's like, do you need to take a fucking Adderall?
I was like, just fucking, I got the drugs.
I was like, I'll drink some coffee, some matcha. Like, it kind of sucks to have to like caffeinate yourself at 8 p.m. As I'm like rocking back and forth in my chair. Like, am I sleeping tonight?
2 beers, 1 bottle of wine. We didn't take any Adderall.
No.
Sober.
I'm trying to be more natural. I like tried that for a while.
Yeah.
I think it's out for emergencies. But like in my head, I was thinking, you know what, Francesca? Sorry, this is a private conversation I had with myself on our drive home. Because he was like, no, like we really need to do it because I have to go to work and then I edit tomorrow and then we have to plan and pack and like get everything together for the podcast recording the next day. And I was like thinking to myself, I was like, if this is what I want to do for a career, then like sometimes like it's not the most comfortable conditions. Like you might be really tired or shit happens and you're like recording at 4:00 in the morning. And you hear people talk about that, but it kind of is. I was like, nope, we'll record until 11 p.m. Like, cause that's what we're doing tonight.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, the reason we're able to do all this is because you guys actually listen.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks for hanging out with us. Yeah. And we'll see you soon. You guys, I don't think you're going to want to miss next week.
Yeah.
And we love you, fam.
Bye. And thank you. I feel like we're going to call this episode the most fucked up episode ever. Okay. Bye, guys.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.